What's up, everybody? This is your boy Rick Parma, and I'm about to talk about gear number 2. In the last lesson, we talked about gear 1, the low notes. Now we're going to talk about gear 2. This is your most, I think, your most. This is the gear with the most range, I believe. That's what I believe is the most range. Maybe not the highest notes, but the most range. Okay, so we're going to start the clock. 3 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Bam. All right, gear number 2. Like in the first video about gear 1, once you get to that top part of your gear 1 and you have to transition, this is what we're going to be transitioning into. Okay, what gear 2 is dropping any of the low end pressure from your chest that you're feeling as you're going up the scale. Okay, I'm hitting a wall. I have to switch into my next gear. So, what this sounds like is like this. Anything that has no resonation in your chest. Okay? Now, an easy way to do it, and this is why I like Ken Tamplin's thing, is he always talks about two things. The la, it's the la, ah, and ping is king. Those are his two main catchphrases, and I really like those because they explain so much in such a short phrase. The la, ah, is your most open throat position. Ah, and this is the thing that strengthens the voice the most. The ping is king. Ah, ah. Getting that harsh sound creates the muscle memory and opens the tone to where now you can, it strengthens the voice, it strengthens the tone and everything, allows everything to fall underneath that in a strong way, to be able to sing it strongly, okay? So when you take that low gear up to your high gear, you want to switch into your second gear. Now, anything that doesn't have any resonation, you're going to be fine with. So if you start with la, you can go really high, like you heard before. La. I'm not getting nearly as high as la. Okay, so that's because I'm in my second gear. Now I could take my second gear, and I can go pretty low with it. But does sound as good as la? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's better to transition back into your first gear. Okay. So this is what the gear 2 is. I'm gonna do my next video talking about the third gear, and then in my fourth video I'm gonna talk about how to transition into each one and how to use them. Okay, so this is my second gear, and with like Neo, any of the pop singers out there predominantly are all singing in this second gear. So if you want to hear anybody singing in second gear, Neo's a great one. Any of the Justin Biebers, and pretty much any pop singer out there, and most singers out there. But a lot of some of the R&B singers, like the old school R&B, they'll have that second gear, but then they also kind of go low, but they also kind of go really high. But if you want to hear just straight up second gear, Neo's a great one. Want you, but I can't help it. Under the way you feel. Everything is right in this second gear range, you know. For girls, you're talking Taylor Swift, you're talking Christina Aguilera, any of those female singers that are not doing the Ariana Grande. That's in the third gear. We'll talk about that next. So, any of the girls out there that are the pop singers that are singing strong notes, you know, Christina Aguilera. That's all second gear stuff. So, we're going to talk about how to really identify those things in another video. But thank you guys. This was my second 3-minute video on how to sing in the second gear.